Jeffrey Roach is our guest. He's the chief economist for LPL Financial. And Jeffrey, you mentioned the CPI report that'll be coming out in a couple of days from the time that we are recording this. And you talked a little bit about your expectation. So kind of, I guess, go back over that for us on that number, but then kind of in general, if we could pull back and look at the trend line for inflation in 2023. I know the expectations for LPL are that will continue to come down. How far could it come down, and could it get to that baseline where the Fed wants it, where interest rates might actually go in the opposite direction or at least be stable?
Well, we don't think that inflation's going to hit the Fed's target by the end of this year. It's going to take more time for that. But I think what markets and investors care about is the trajectory. It's the movement. Yeah. Are we going in the right direction? And I think that's where, that's going to be an important piece of the pie to kind of highlight, particularly for risk appetite, investor confidence. So is it going to be a 2% inflation rate anytime soon? The answer is no. But we're coming down consistently from, a 9%, 8.7. We'll probably be in the high threes or low fours by the end of this year. That's on net a great trajectory.
So if that's your outlook for inflation, I'm assuming you're not in the camp where stagflation is a concern, meaning that the economy stagnates, but inflation stays persistently high. What's your thought on stagflation?
Yeah, I think the stagflation risks are very low. I think part of the reason is because you think the corporate sector, manufacturing activity, the ability to provide goods and services to an economy is there. There's not a fundamental flaw from the supply side of things. And so I think that will protect us, that even though aggregate demand will slow the first half of this year, pull back some of the pressure on inflation and prices in general, particularly services prices, I think the fact that we're seeing the cool down on inflation, it protects us from the risk of, all right, we're not seeing, hot inflations staying at that elevated place at the same time as we decline as an economy. That's the scenario you need to have in a stagflationary environment, right? Inflation is naggingly hot and the economy is contracting. I don't think we have that. We don't have that trajectory. We're not expecting that for 2023.